Now, an Action News Jax exclusive. Tonight, the St. Johns County family is searching for answers. It's after deputies say a man was shot and killed by his neighbor in a murder-suicide. The family identified the victim as 42-year-old Tony Chavez. Chavez's family says they didn't know the shooter, who lived down the street. Action News Jax Gretchen Kernbach is live in Durbin Crossing. And Gretchen, you spoke to Chavez's widow, who says her son saw this whole thing.
And he says it happened right over in this area of the neighborhood cul-de-sac. Now, he and Tony were working on his car. Now, they say one odd interaction with their elderly neighbor right over here in this area shortly turned deadly after a second interaction shortly after.
We had that relationship that everybody dreams of, honestly. He'll still always be my, happy forever after.
It's been a surreal past 24 hours for Jessica Chavez and her son Gabriel. Action News Jax first told you Saturday when St. Johns County deputies responded to a murder-suicide between neighbors in the Palisades neighborhood of Durbin Crossing.
One moment at a time, just one step, and move forward there.
We now know the victim is 42-year-old Tony Chavez, a loving, charismatic man with the biggest heart, as his wife and stepson describe him.
Tony was one of those people that you only meet once in your life.
Gabriel says he and Tony were working on his car in the cul-de-sac when he says they first saw their neighbor, an elderly man, staring them down while walking his dog. The interaction was brief, and Gabriel says he thought nothing of it. He says it was when he and Tony went to go find a missing tool and came back. Their second interaction turned deadly.
He was walking over the curb, and he had said something to Tony, and I watched him reach right here, and he pulled out his gun. And Tony looked at him and was like, whoa, and he cocked it and he shot Tony twice.
Right before Gabriel's eyes, Tony was down on the ground. Then he says he ran for his own life.
And then he came towards me and he started shooting.
He says the neighbor fired 3 to 4 rounds at him as he hid behind Tony's car. Soon after, the neighbor went back to his house, and sometime later, deputies say he shot and killed himself. Gabriel says he rushed back over to Tony, called 911, and tried his best to save him. Unfortunately, there was nothing he could do. Today, Jessica and Gabriel still don't know why their neighbor, who they say Tony has never exchanged words with, would do this.
Tony's never had an interaction with him.
As they cope with the loss, they're trying to cope with never knowing why. And Action News Jax is still working to confirm the identity of the accused shooter, and we are trying to obtain the incident report from the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office in this situation. For local coverage you can count on. Reporting live in St. Johns County, I'm Gretchen Kernbach, Action News Jax.
Gretchen, thank you.